Crush them completely, or don't start at all. You'll see why leaving even a spark of fight in a beaten rival can burn everything you've built. Author David Granville. Picture a small city bakery that smells like warm sugar every dawn. Inside, two cousins knead dough shoulder to shoulder. They share the same last name, the same flour under their nails, and a quiet dream to keep the family oven firing forever. But the dream starts to crack. One cousin, Leo, decides the shop should stay small, handmade, neighborhood. The other, Marco, wants trucks, franchise logos, a brand stretching coast to coast. Arguments rise like yeast too fast. Eventually, Marco walks out, fists tight, eyes colder than the freezer room. Marco opens his own chain across town. Prices are lower, portions bigger, marketing flashier. Customers drift. Leo's shelves, once empty by noon, sit loaded with yesterday's bread. He feels the business shrink in his palms. After dark one winter evening, Leo locks the back door, leans against it, and says, "I have to stop him, or I'll lose everything Grandma built." So he files a lawsuit claiming Marco stole recipes and the family name. The papers land like a punch. Marco's investors panic. Lawyers drain the startup's cash. 6 months later, Marco signs a settlement. He will rebrand, pay damages, and never speak of family recipes again. Leo stands outside the courthouse, papers in hand, feeling the sweet air of victory. Friends slap his back. They call it over. But Leo makes the first quiet mistake. He lets Marco walk away with enough money to pivot. He believes the win is loud enough. He believes the rivalry is finished. He believes mercy is a kind of strength. Inside Marco's apartment that night, boxes still unpacked, one light bulb hums. He stares at the settlement check, smaller than expected, yet large enough for a new idea gluten-free pastries shipped online. Anger keeps him awake until sunrise. He mutters one promise, "You didn't bury me, cousin, now I'll grow." 2 years pass. Marco's web store booms. Influencers swarm. A big city investor offers him a national factory. Leo's little shop, meanwhile, barely covers rent. He's back to slicing yesterday's loaves for half-price toast. One morning, Leo flips open his phone and sees Marco on a business magazine cover. The headline calls him a visionary. Leo's stomach twists worse than sourdough. He realizes the enemy he wounded is now wealthier, louder, and more motivated than ever. Worse, Marco hasn't forgotten the lawsuit. Quiet whispers reach suppliers, maybe delay that flour shipment to Leo. Social posts appear praising Marco's authentic story of beating greedy relatives. Leo feels the walls tighten. He walks to the pier after closing, wind off the water stinging his face. He finally says the brutal truth aloud. "I crushed him halfway, and the echo is crushing me." Across the bay, factory lights blink where Marco boxes tomorrow's pastry empire. Every truck that rolls out is a reminder, unfinished victories haunt you. Leo closes the bakery 2 months later. He sells the mixer, racks, even the wooden counter worn smooth by 3 generations. He locks the front door, key trembling, morning sky still purple. He tells himself, "I spared him and he returned stronger." In the end, Leo learns the hardest piece of power. If you decide an enemy must fall, you cannot leave them breathing room to rise. Half-measure mercy can become full-scale defeat. And Marco. He expands, but the bitterness never leaves. He wins the market, yet loses sleep, eyes scanning the horizon for the next rival who might finish what Leo could not. Both men, once family, now live separate lives stitched with regret, one for not striking fully, the other for never tasting forgiveness. So remember, A duel stopped halfway is just a sharpened grudge waiting to stab you later. If you cannot bring yourself to crush completely, find a wiser way than war. But once you draw the sword, swing it all the way, or one day you may hand your enemy the very blade that cuts you down. Summary. Law 15 teaches us that an enemy left standing will use your mercy as fuel to return harder. In life, choose diplomacy when you can. If you must fight, end the threat so thoroughly that history closes the chapter. Half victories plant seeds of future defeat. Finish or find another path entirely.